Hey guys, a few weeks ago, Immolation dropped a new single from a new record that I didn't even know that they were in the studio making, because a couple of weeks before that, they put out a fifth video for the last record they had done, the Atonement record, and I was pretty disappointed by that record. I mean, I know better than to expect anything great out of Immolation after Unholy Cult at this point. But they brought back the old logo, got me thinking maybe something's going to be here, maybe some of that fire's going to be back, maybe some of the adventurous arrangements will be back, maybe a return to the understanding that melody can drive the themes of the songs would be back. I didn't get any of that from that last record, and I thought a lot of the arrangements were almost patronizingly simple for the band. So I'm hoping that with this new single, which I have not heard, is that they'll bring back some of those elements from the past and maybe a new chapter moving forward, because they've been treading water for some time now. And I purposely, I purposely did not want to listen to the song beforehand. I wanted to have this be more of a first reaction for this kind of thing. So I'll be breaking it down with you as we go, and we'll see what they're doing here. All right. So we've got a very Immolation first riff. It's in a 6 count, and it's very repetitive, but not in the way where it's boring. That's what Immolation likes to do. They like to establish a theme and keep at it until it kind of burns its way into your mind. So this is familiar territory. It sounds like the band. There's a good use of discordance here without it being overtly alienating. It still is using melody to get a theme across. Not a bad starting point here. Not a bad transition going into this riff. This is a lot more furious than the kind of tribal nature of the part that preceded it. So not bad so far. It feels safe for Immolation, but it's not altogether bad. We'll see where it goes. So the use of more discordant chords, tremolo picked, that reminds me more of Close to a World Below. So you get some of that kind of textural stuff that they kind of have not been utilizing very well. I think with the modern production that they've had in the last few records, using those kind of passages is nowhere near as effective as it was in the past. So I like that a lot of what I'm hearing is a little bit obscured, that I can't really pinpoint exactly what's going on, and that it would require more listens to really get it burned into me. I like that. That's something that's very familiar with their old catalog. So not a bad sequence of riffs so far. That's a passage that would feel right at home on something like Failures for Gods. Bad riff. I wonder if this is that new jack guitar player that they have writing this one, but I don't think so. I think Bob writes all the shit here, but not into this part at all. So they're doing the trademark Immolation octaves over the main riff that they're going with right now. So at least they're not riding out that bad riff with nothing over the top. They're trying to develop it in a way where it feels like Immolation. I just think that is that riff doesn't add anything to the song. They could have brought back a passage, like maybe the first passage of the song, and would have a similar kind of vibe to it. But hopefully they're only using this as a transition kind of riff to get to a better passage. I think that's like I think the harmony is a fifth there, so they're making it a little more powerful. When it's just naked single notes, it's a pretty drab riff, kind of a very basic death metal first riff. Like if you're gonna start doing an old school death metal band, that's something you'd come up with. That's the kind of riff that I hear a lot in like shitty Wisconsin bar metal bands. So don't want that in my Immolation. So I like what's going on here. This is a pretty adventurous segment of the song. They broke out of that lame riff from before, and now there's a lot of passages that are building on each other to get somewhere better. This is good. The song is going somewhere a lot better now. That solo goes over a riff that kind of brings to mind the first riff of the song a bit. It's not quite the same, but successful in tying the themes together. Ross sounds good. Doesn't sound like he's lost a step at all. This is also it's a standard Immolation riff. It's not bad. It's not good. It's kind of a filler type of riff that they would normally use. It has the same vibe you'd get from any record that they've used this kind of feeling in, where it's just like that kind of like a low rumble into the high section of the riff, like it's a very like tribal Immolation feel. I don't think it's propelling the song in any great direction, but it's not horrible by any means. It's still better than anything I've heard from them in the last several records. So they're giving you a lot more texture than I've heard in most recent Immolation stuff. There's a lot of octaves over the top of riffs that would otherwise be pretty boring. So it's good that they're at least trying to give multiple dimensions to some of these riffs, even if they're kind of uninspired. They're bringing back, I think maybe it's like the second or third riff of the song. Good way to tie the song up. All right, so yeah, passable song. It has a good atmosphere. It's not unnerving like Close to a World Below was, but it's more confrontational than anything on Atonement was. I think this is a step in the right direction for a band that's many years past its prime. I'm looking forward to the next record. I'll give it a listen. Hopefully it's similar to this in a way where there's more going on than the bare bones approach I felt that the last record had. This feels more like classic Immolation than they have in a long time. It's not making me feel like that I'm super excited about what they're gonna do. I could always reach for the old records if I want what Immolation was at its best. But this is serviceable. It's better than that last Carcass revival garbage, at least. So the band's still got some stuff left in the tank. I'm glad that they're still going. Yeah, I'll give the whole record a listen. We'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, not terrible, not great. It works. It's Immolation. All right. Well, thank you for listening.